Hello, and welcome to Dolphin's Dive, the weekly strategically minded Handelabra stream hosted by Dolphin. Handelabra believes in civil rights for everyone and in being as inclusive as possible, so any comments or activity actively working against those goals are not welcome and will not be tolerated. You can follow us at Handelabra Games on Twitch and Handelabra on Twitter, Facebook, and YouTube. You can follow me personally at Dolphin21 on Twitter, and on Twitch and YouTube it's Dolphin no digits. Sentinels of the Multiverse, Bottom of the Ninth, One Deck Dungeon, Aeon's End, and Spirit Island are all available on Steam, iOS, and Android devices, and you can find more information on those games at handelabra.com. Thanks for watching, everyone. Hope you've enjoyed your I've been saying that too many times on my own personal stream. Hello, DF, and welcome. We are here playing Spirit Island yet again. Even though we have a stream for Spirit Island on Saturdays, but I'm playing it because the beta has been updated to have events. Woo! Events! Yeah! If we play with an event, we need a blight card. That's the balance. But we're definitely playing with events. I don't know why I unchecked that. So. Just trying to click all the random things. You just can't get enough. Hello, John. Thank you for the 11th month resub. Although, really, you should be thanking yourself, I guess, because it's your own company. But, but hello and welcome. So I feel like I'm probably just going to do the same thing that I did basically last week, where I take two maps, I throw in Keeper, I throw in Fangs. There's actually sounds now. You try to make it so I can't break it, but I'm trying hard. Yes, I'm your quality assurance play tester. Right, and we also have some of the new scenarios. Ward the Shores, which we played recently on Spirit Island Saturdays. I don't know if it was last week or the week before it. And Rituals of the Destroying Flame, which was played on a Handelabra Live. Cool. Well, I am going to just stick with events for now. I didn't actually. I was reading this out loud, or not out loud. I was reading this in my head, and I probably should have just been reading it out loud if we're trying to put it on stream. But it's been demoed before, so I don't need to do that. No, we're not going to do that. What do I want to do with these guys, though? Pull out England 2? Just do a base England game? Playing with events so it changes things up? It's gonna be a nice quick game, maybe? Or it'll be hard. I like making things hard. That came out wrong. We'll do England 2, though. England 2, and if we're fast, we'll do another one afterwards. Maybe we'll do a scenario. But we have our our Keeper and Sharp Fangs. I've been playing this offline quite a bit. I haven't played with the events, though, but I've been playing quite a bit with these spirits to try to be more acquainted with how they work. Ooh. Sounds. Growls. I came out wrong. I came out wrong. No, I didn't come out wrong. Stop with your homophobia, John. Right. So the first order of business is I put up presents in a land with beasts, and I kind of like when I do this to go into the other board, especially because Keeper's over here and there's stuff over here that we have to think about. Plus, we're playing with England, and now they have a city and a town in that terrible land B2 and D2. So I'm gonna go Nat Sands. They're invading the wetlands, one of which has a city. Two of which have a city. Oh boy. Things are already dire here. So let me get this straight here. Ooh, music. They put a town in land 2, which starts with a city. So now, because of England's rules about indentured servants earn land, these 3 lands here and these 4 lands here will always build? That's gruesome. I could work really hard to take out the city and the explorer in this land, and they'll still build anyway. That's just terrible. That's just gruesome. So with events, and I don't know if the help files have actually updated with that. Is that in there, John? Is there information on events in here? I was just skimming real quick. England being terrible, checks out. I believe the order is that it's event, followed by fear, followed by ravage, build, explore. So like left to right from here. Or blight, event, fear, ravage, build, explore. The help is in progress, hasn't been reviewed. There's typos everywhere. I'm not even gonna click on it though. So the order is as given. Yes! Okay. But there is no event on turn 1 because it's been kind of seen to be that events on turn 1 are too swingy. Yes, exactly. So we don't have anything that's gonna come out to help us here. So what I'm kind of thinking of, I can do my best to take out B6, is one thought. The problem though, like I could try to use ranging hunt, put a presence here, convert it to beasts. Oh, but that's not gonna work because I can only gather 1. So that's not gonna work there. I could stop the build in, no, I can't stop the build in D3 because England. Because England, you fool. Sacrosanct deals damage based on wilds in that land. Well, my default opening tends to be to get power cards on both, and actually I kind of like I've generally been like taking these 2 growth options with fangs for a long time. I wasn't sure if I was actually making sound effects by doing that. With keeper, goal is these 2, until then these 2. And then reclaim on the turns that we need to. So we're just gonna probably take 2 power cards here and we'll make them minor. And we'll see what we get. Not building in target land. Range 2 sacred site. We could make that happen in D1 at least. Razor sharp undergrowth gives a plant, which is important for a keeper. Range 0 though. Which, I mean, like, that's building town, that's building city, that's building town. So we're gonna have 3 lands that have 6 damage. Destroy an explorer puts down to 5, defend 2 doesn't do enough. I guess with the add of wilds though, that synergizes with Sacrosanct Wilderness, that we could then deal damage. But I don't know. Neither of these have plant. Sun is good though. Fire's good. 1 damage or defend 4 in a land with Dahan. 1 damage would almost be good enough to stop a build if it weren't England. Englandberg. Here's where I would take out an explorer if I had one. Dinkelberg. Okay. Well, those are some thoughts there. We're gonna go take a look at Fang's cards. Fun fact, moving that kind of glitched it out for a second, so I probably shouldn't move that while cards are being drawn. That could have been bad. There are no animals here. And these are all vanilla cards. And they're all fast cards. So, Plant is an acceptable alternative. Elemental boon could provide an animals. Animal, singular, animal. There is a fire in common. There's plant in common. So it's not terrible overlap. And about elemental boon is that it benefits the other spirit more than yourself, so it could benefit keeper more. You could get these thresholds hit more often. Defense would be okay if this weren't 6 damage everywhere. If we could somehow do something about D1 a little bit, defend 2 would be okay, but still seems terrible. That's range 0, so that's not going to be good for this turn. Unless they explore. If they explore, they're going to build anyway. Could potentially get extra range on spreading wilds with elemental boon. But I don't know. I don't like these draws. Stopping a build is really strong in England, though. Because it can stop more than one build. Although we're not having high immigration here, but it could still stop the escalation build. But it is limited in what it can hit. It could stop the build in B1 for some reason. Razor Sharp Undergrowth, though. It is range 0, so it's kind of not as good for getting things, but it does put wilds in places, I guess. But wilds is not as good in England because of builds. So, how many times have I said not as good against England in this game so far? The answers might shock you. I think Razor Sharp, as we said, does synergize with Sacrosanct. So I think I'm taking Razor Sharp here. Because that gives me a defend 2 and a wilds that then deals damage. And actually, if I were to put the wilds here so I can grow there, I would need to make sure the explorer is not there, though. That's the hard part. For the explorer to not be there, I need to play 2 sun cards. Or I take that and I have to play only 1 sun card, but I usually go for 2 card plays and then I do energy for a while. For Fangs, though, this would have been a pretty good draw for Keeper's Elements. Gives everything except air. Oh man, I did this in the wrong order. I'll probably take Elemental Boon so that we could enhance Keeper. Hello, Seamus, and welcome. With Fangs, I've been going for the energy track a lot. Because getting those innate animals allows for ranging hunt to trigger more often. So if I want to do the damage this turn, I'd be playing these 2 cards, or I play Elemental Boon. Because I'd take the animal, I'd have that animal, so that would be nice. That destroys an explorer, range 1 from jungle, not too useful against England. Again, Teeth Gleam adds a beast. And then next turn would be super great with the damage, but I wouldn't have the plants that turn. Unless I drew a plant card, which is possible. I probably don't need to do the damage, though, because the only places where the damage would matter is, like, nowhere. If I put the presence here... Oh, but I can't. If I put my presence here, then I could Teeth Gleam into D3, and then I could use Ranging Hunt in D3. There'll be 2 beasts in there. It will take out the town that builds. Teeth Gleam was slow, yeah, but I'm not doing the damage this turn. I'm doing it next turn. So I have to play Teeth Gleam, and I'm not playing these 2 because I need to be able to play 2 plants next turn. So I'm not in a place where Prey would work. Although I guess I could be. My god, this sounds so scary. Oh, I haven't been hearing this. It's all because on Spirit Island Saturdays I don't get the music, and on Handelabra Live I tend to be doing other things while watching, so I don't actually hear the sounds as much. But oh my god, I'm now terrified of Sharp Fangs. Sharp Fangs is now my scariest spirit. Yes, scaredest spirit. So preventing a build, we kind of have a plan for B6 with wilds. Well, let's put presence down. Oh, these are gonna push. Well, okay. I guess the question is, am I playing 2 cards or 1 card? I want the sun. I can play 2 sun cards to get that push, because I need to get a wilds in here. It's kind of interesting, because I don't actually need the Dahan to be in V6 for this to work. Or did I need Dahan in there? No. Well, if I do that, the Dahan get pushed anyway. Did I take a card that cares about Dahan? No. Well, this. We don't want Dahan in there, because they get destroyed. Yeah, okay. So I have to play Sacrosanct next turn, and I only have 3 energy, so I can't play both of these cards. So I have to take the sun, and I'm playing Boon of Growing Power, so I can get this push. So I guess I'm taking a sun card. Cool. And these Dahan are going away, but where will they go? Nobody knows. Spread them out, maybe? So we have Dahan in those lands. We're gonna be going in here. We don't want Dahan to be in there. Yeah, as we said, we don't want Dahan to be in there. And that's the only card you're playing. I'll get a wilds in there. We'll get another wilds. And then we do 4 damage. Which takes out the city and explorer, and we have defend 2 on here. Actually, no, the explorer's already dead. So I guess the town will just survive with 1 damage. We're not getting that innate if I do that. I have to take 2 card plays next turn, by the way, for that to work. I will have the energy for that, at least. Anyway. So we don't want to stop this build. We can't really do anything about B1 unless we can do it with Fangs next turn for some reason. We're doing a thing in D3 with the innate. We're possibly playing these 2 cards next turn. Terrifying Chase pushes. We have to be in the land for that to work. And the 2 lands where it would be kind of nice to be able to push things out are actually not good places. So like if I stop a build in B1 or D1, I can't use Terrifying Chase to stop that Ravage. So that's annoying. Well, I can't even play Prey to stop a build anyway. There's gonna be at least 2 blight next turn, unless we get a power that provides defend. We could push the town out of D7 and try to keep the inner land barren. Kind of tough with D1 being its long shape. Or the event saves me, yes. Or the event makes the ravage worse. Invaders deal +1 damage in each land they ravage this turn. Oops. But there's no place where stopping a build would help. But pushing D7 out of there would be okay. I could also... Well... Yeah, the other annoying thing about D1 now is the fact that it's gonna have a town in it, and then it's gonna have 2 towns and cities, and so D8 and D7 will always build, in addition to D5 and D2. We're not talking about the event this turn, we're talking about the Ravage next turn, and the event saving us from the Ravage. Yeah, so this is all kind of annoying. Being able to stop a build will be very important in the future, but we can't do anything too useful with it, so I guess we're Terrifying Chase? Do I even play Terrifying Chase? Can I do anything useful with that other than push this town? I might just not play it. I don't have to play 2 cards. Especially if I can't get anything useful out of it. Save the energy. Plus, Terrifying Chase will be kind of helpful to deal with, it'll be kind of helpful to deal with the buildup of towns at a certain point. I'm spending a lot of time on this turn just because I'm annoyed that I feel like I can't do that much to stop what's happening. I think I'm gonna just take the town out of D7. I'm just gonna do that. It's okay. Well, should have gone to the mountains, I guess. So an event card was put face down here, so we now know search for new lands and devastated shores. Well, I guess that's the Blighted Island side, but yep, that's not happening. Okay. It would have been nice to stop one of those, but oh well. Grow through sacrifice. Spur on, reaching grasp. Quicken the earth struggles. Those are cards. So we're not going to be able to play these next turn. Let's play two animal cards. We could play Quick and Dear Struggles. Because we'll take Innate Plant next turn. Range 0 Sacred Site, though, is really tough. It's possible, though. Not likely. Take all 4. So, like, the plan was to destroy the town in D3 with my ranging hunts. Which means I could push those 2 out, and that would form a Sacred Site, but it's range 0, so... And neither of those lands are ravaging, so that does nothing. It'd be nice to have it in D1, but I would basically be sacrificing D3 to do that. I don't think I could even get 2 beasts and 2 Sacred Sites, or a Sacred Site in there. Spur-On is also... Okay, so like Spur-On is extra card play, Growth is extra presence, Reaching Grasp is, of course, Reaching Grasp. I think it's Growth through Sacrifice, since I don't need the animal as much if I hit this animal. And that allows for Keeper to grow more, but it seems to be a Keeper game for the time being. I really wish they explored the sands. I kind of screwed myself there. I could have gotten them out of B5 or D7, but they went into the mountains. Well, I guess we'll just push that guy. We're also pushing a Dahan. Pushing all of the Dahan, actually. So that's cool. Can we get defense in D1? I guess if I had Quick and Near Struggles, I could have, maybe. But no, I can't, because I don't have, I can't get a Sacred Site in D1, so that was out of the question. We can stop a build. No. Yeah, no. We're playing this. We could play this. That requires the beasts to be there, and again, it's bad for stopping the thing in D3. What if I just lit D3 Blight? Would that help? I don't think it would. I could potentially be losing a lot of Dahan if I do something, but if I do this... If this blights at least one Dahan takes out the town and we don't have an inner town, then the same would be true if I put it there. That's gonna be a Cascade Ravage. Hello, Nepicros. Hello, Colonel Grimm. Hope you guys are doing well. So, like, we already know what you're playing, and we already know what growth you're taking, so the only question is really what's happening over here. Yeah. This gives me plants and animal. Lure of the Unknown. Doesn't stop a build, because England! However, it does get me most of the way. Actually, it provides all the elements I would want. This is my card. In elements, Disorienting landscapes also sort of my card and elements, except it doesn't give me fire. Actually, no, it doesn't give me animal. This neither does give me animal. I misread air as animal for a second. Gnawing Root Biters pushes 2 towns. Huh. That stops D5 Ravage. The Root Biters are so cute. I just like their eyes. They're so cute. Such cute eyes. Disorienting Landscape helps with Keeper. Lure doesn't. Well, it doesn't really help with anything. Well, it can stop the build in B7 because we're gonna take this out. We can stop a build, or we can push a town after the build. Actually, if we push the Explorer out of D7, which requires a Sacred Site, get a Wild in there. Because Razor Sharp Undergrowth destroys the Explorer that would be pushed in there, so that's nice. But then D5 is kind of a huge problem. No reason really for you to get this. I guess if you do get that damage, you could destroy the town, because we're only going to be able to do a 1 damage to the town. And B6. But you're not playing it. You're not. You just need a fire. So if we did Elemental Boon and you got that fire, you'd be able to do that damage. Which doesn't help you much, though, is the thing. You have to play 2 animals, so Lure and Disorienting aren't going to help progress towards that. Gnawing Root Biters would, at least. And before I do that, I guess there's also a power card over here to look at. You're playing 3 energy, you're going to have 2 left over, so I'm going to take a Miner still. Land of Haunts and Embers. There's no plant here. There's only 1 sun. What is this? I guess Fire in the Sky is an air. And it gives us Strife, which can help with Ravages in this game. We got no defense, by the way, other than a Strife. You need 2 cards. Oh yeah, we still have a vent. That's gonna screw up everything. Mwahaha. Okay, so I don't need a Sacred Site for what I'm doing here. My beasts are just not in good places for prey to work. That's the annoying thing. Oh, no, I'm playing Gnawing Root Biters, and then I could play too near the jungle, I guess. So I want to be in the jungle. Calm down. So I get the damage that I need in D3. I'm so scared now. Put you there so I could grow there if I need. Stay there. Razor sharp. Sacrosanct. And here's the event card. Interesting discoveries. Gathered explorers. So on each board, choose a sacred site, gather one explorer into its land, and add an additional explorer. And the only land with a sacred site was B8. We were in stage 1, so that did that one. We didn't get the increasing aggression, so we're not getting the +1 on damage. Weasel Lung Outbreak. On each board, add a disease to the jungle wetland with the most town cities, minimum 1. Tend to land. On each board, remove a blight from a land with at least 2 Dahan. And that is not good, because we don't have a land with 2 Dahan on it. I could have gotten 2 Dahan in there, but that didn't happen. Oops. So it's just going there. Oh, good. They're exploring the stance. And all those builds are going to happen. Every single one. So when Strife is added, does that still count as the invaders trying to deal damage? I guess it's not relevant. I was thinking... This is range 1 sacred site, and I can only get a sacred site there, and that's not close enough to any of the mountains. Okay. Because if I could somehow put the Strife on D8, that would be great. I guess I can. I can do growth for presence there, and then growth for presence there. And I probably could have done that this turn as well. And once that is done, I'll be at 5 energy, so I could play that. And when I do that growth, I can put a presence... Oh, actually, since I'm doing it in that order, I wouldn't be able to get the sacred site after all. Within 1 of a mountain that's ravaging. But if I had done it this turn, I could have. Oops. Well, if we lose the game, that's why I lost the game. That's exactly the reason why I lost the game, is that reason right there. Growth through sacrifice gives me a sacred site. You're right, it does. Okay, it might work then. I can't stop the build in D7. I can't stop the build in D4. Can't stop the build in B5. Can't stop the build in B3. Yep. Okay, so if I put a sacred site in D7 with Keeper... We play Fire in the Sky and Towering Wrath. The Strife would clear out D8 without blighting. I guess we probably want it in D5 though, so it doesn't blight there. Whatever we don't do, then Towering Wrath deals with the other one. Oh, but that destroys all Dahan. But I guess if those Dahan are dead, then it's fine. There won't be any Dahan left over. That'll give me 2 suns. Do I have an 8 plant? No. Oh, but if I do double growth, and then a third growth, a second growth. Oh boy, then I would be able to get an 8 plant, and I would be able to do this threshold here, which means I deal 2 damage in my land, which would take out the town in B2, I guess. We do have gnawing root biters. So what if instead of this, I could stop a ravage with this. But how do I want to do that? Well, I can at least stop. I can destroy that town 2 turns from now with ranging hunt at least. So D4 is okay. D7, if Keeper's in there, it can probably work out to be okay. I don't know about B5 yet. We do have Prey still. Okay, maybe we'll just stop B5 with Prey. I'm doing Growth through Sacrifice and Prey. I wouldn't have a 3rd animal, so I wouldn't be doing damage here. I don't need it for this turn. I need it 2 turns from now, and I could probably eventually, like, one of the cards I'll be gaining will have an animal on it, certainly. So Elemental Boon plus animal card gives me Ranging Hunt for 2 turns from now. Man, why do I have to think 2 turns from now? Why can't I just play with what I have and ignore everything else? We do have this. Actually, no, I get the Sacred Site where I want it. Why am I so worried about that? I can get my Sacred Site right here. For some reason I forgot that I can put wilds anywhere. This is much easier. This is much easier than I was trying to make it out to be. I can put 3 wilds in here. 3! Trying to think about what you could is in reference to, because I've said a lot of things. I've already forgotten what it was. Okay. And we are going to need to deal with D1, so I think... And also we have to deal with B1. All the ones. Is this the premiere of new Branch and Claw music? It should have been premiered on Handelabra Live. Oh, the 2 turns ahead thing. Alright, well that's going there. Although they did kind of already explore there, so that's kind of annoying, but... It is a stage 2 explorer, so it could be Sands again. And we're getting this out. I have to be really careful about this wetlands. But what I'm trying to do is set it up for Towering Wrath to deal with some of the D1 damage, or D1 things. Okay, so this is the first piece of information here. It could be a major. We're getting energy off this. We're getting energy here. 4 plus 2 is 6. Even though I'm playing these 2 cards, I could take a major and lose 2 near the jungle because it's not doing anything for an England game. Oh boy. Well, I can get the animal threshold super easily, but that doesn't do anything. After each effect that destroys things in target land, 1 damage per thing destroyed. We just, you know, have to also destroy things in that land. 1 damage per thing destroyed. Damage from this power may be dealt into adjacent lands. Strangling Firevine. 2 fires, 3 plants. We can actually get that innate this turn. Does that change anything? Destroy. So we're in the sands, so that's nice. Destroy all explorers. Add a wilds. Add a wilds in the originating land. 1 damage per in or adjacent, plus 1 damage per and then an adjacent, and that synergizes with Keeper. One, 2. Keeper adds 1 that's 3. That would deal 6 damage. Oh, but there's also 1 right there. That's 8 damage. And Power Storm. We don't have the air for Power Storm. But repeat. We can repeat Power Storm. If we repeat Power Storm, then we repeat Power Storm. If we repeat Power Storm, then we repeat Power Storm. Not really, though. Doesn't work like that. Strangling Firevine is very tempting. I guess it'd be Strangling Firevine and Grow Through Sacrifice this turn so I get the plants. Gives me none of my innates. But it gives me a bajillion wilds. A bajillion wilds. The problem is, if I'm not preying on the builders, they're building in B5. So I'm not sure. Let's table that thought for a second. Let's get presence out here. And then gain this power card. We're gonna get 2 damage in this land with that. What if I put the sacred site here? Because this is the one that's... Oh no, I already placed it there, right? So now this is one where I can go in any land, so I can go there. I'm still taking the power card first, of course, but just before I commit to that, I could use Towering Wrath to deal with B5, so that I could then use Growth Through Sacrifice in D1. And help deal with that nightmare. Because we are in stage 2, so this is going to be very problematic, especially if they explore wetlands or coastal, because they're going to have 2 builds in D1 next turn. Well, if it's coastal, there's no escalation, but if they explore wetlands, they build this turn, so there'd be 5, and then in the build phase, they build, so there'd be 6, and then in the explore, if it's not coastal, then it's an escalation of B7. That's bad. B1 and B2 are also problematic, but it's only 2 at the moment. Yeah, technically it's not a problem unless they build 7. Yeah, we're at 4. 4's okay. 4's fine. But with my place presence anywhere power, I'm gonna probably go in B5. So part of that was whether I have to play Towering Wrath this turn, and if I'm not playing Towering Wrath, do I forget a power? Regrow. There are 2 lands where we can target with Regrow. Although I would like to, you know, stop other blight from happening. Razor Sharp is good because we have wilds now. Like, we have damage based on wilds, we have damage based on wilds. Boon could be forgotten, I guess. We're always getting power cards in other ways. Well, it does have a disease, you're right. Thanks to the event. I could take a major here. We're gonna start getting super energy. But then once I get super energy, my temptation is to take a major every turn. But I only have 6 cards total, so I need to build the volume of cards so that I can start taking majors, no problem. Let's take a minor this turn. Got disease. If target land has any disease, 1 damage to each invader. Requires me to be in that land. So, like, well, they're probably gonna get rid of that disease, so that doesn't help. Add beasts. Gather a blight or pay energy to remove a blight. I mean, that's really easy to hit the innate on. I will have an innate plant as well, so playing that gives me that. And then that allows me to grow into places that I couldn't before, because this is land without blight. I think that is acceptable. Was I fire into skying somewhere? Oh yeah, I was. I was doing it in D5. You're not getting this innate. So yeah, we don't have any other means of dealing with D5. But I can still take Absorb Corruption and play it and forget Regrow now. Because this only targets jungle wetlands, whereas this targets anything. It means I lose a water, but I don't need water. It replaces the water with sun, which I care more about, so that's fine. Strangling Firevine, forget too near. Presence in anywhere. Here. And now I kind of want to be in Sands. So I want to go here. I want to get to that animal. Take that, take that. It's that innate. Take that. Take that. Take that! Bah! Okay. Oh. Oh, growth. Ha! Growth. Yes, absolutely growth. This targets a spirit. Destroy one of your target spirit does that. So I do this. Destroy this one. And then we get that sacred site. And now we punish those who trespass. That deals with B6 or B8. Now we do this. +1 damage. Farmers seek the Dahan. Okay, so the Dahan are uncertain whether to teach the invaders farming techniques more in tune with the island's life. If we spurn the invaders, on each board, 2 damage to Dahan in a land with a town, city, and Dahan. On each board. And then add a blight to a land with at least 2 town cities. Then town cities have -1 health until the end of the turn. If we teach, add a town to a land with Dahan. And the next normal ravage becomes a build. That's pretty bad. Because build Not build, build, build. We were set up to deal with that. But if we were to spurn the invaders, 2 damage to Dahan and a land with Town City and Dahan. So like, we don't want to take out the guy in D5 because he was supposed to retaliate and take out the town. But we could take out the Dahan in D2. In B, there's no Dahan in a place where that would matter. Add Blight to a land with at least 2 town cities. That would be B2, although that's going to cascade now. And D2. So the island would actually blight if I did that. It doesn't have to be D1 at least. If I avoid B1, it would be B2. The thing about town cities having -1 health, I'm slightly tempted for that because of what I'm trying to set up here in D1. So like we will have potentially an extra wilds for strangling Firevine. And it doesn't have to be in this land, it could be adjacent to it. But so we'll add 1, this adds 1, and another one, so there's 4. So this will be dealing 8 damage. But if that's -1 health, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, that wipes out D1 entirely. Or if I only deal 4 damage here, I take out a city and 2 towns. And then I could try to do damage elsewhere. Town cities have -1. Almost enough for me to wipe out D2. I could at least take the city out. Teaching the invaders as a town to a land with Dahan. And then we get a build here and here. But I really wanted to deal with that. I'm going to spurn. The island will blight, but we might see a new blight card. Oh, I guess this loses my presence here. Do I need that presence there? I can get it back. And then we have the new diseases, which I didn't read. On half of the boards, rounding up, so half of 2 is 1. Add a disease to a land with both Dahan and invaders and do 2 damage to Dahan there. Oh. Great. So it's only 1 board where this would apply. I guess that stops the build in B3. That's the only... Yeah, it's gonna be that. We're losing points, though. We got a fear card. Defend 2 in all lands with presence. And I'm not in any of the mountains. So that didn't do anything. Okay. Did that lose a -1? John? John! I think that's incorrect. I'm gonna submit a bug. Not waiting for approval. -1 per strife. What do you mean? Why is the minus health here gone? I'm gonna just... There's probably something I don't understand about Strife, I guess. The Strife is gone, so the -1 health is also gone. Well, -1 is everywhere. Yeah, the strife is used up when the invaders attack. That's not what I'm concerned about. It's the minus health effect, because that's a global effect. Towns and cities have -1 health until the end of the turn. That has nothing to do with strife, right? Yes, I was right. I just needed John's confirmation because I need confirmation from Daddy. I mean, what? The card is called Farmers Seek the Dahan for Aid. Question mark. Always put a question mark at the end of a bug report, because if you put a period, that means you're being definitive, but if you put a question mark, it implies you're not sure. We're all just online gamers looking for confirmation from Daddy. Exactly. I'm just gonna try to be more aggressive with bug reports, because if I'm wrong, then what happens is John gets annoyed. But that's kind of my end goal in life, is to make John annoyed anyway. If I'm right about the bug, but I don't report it, and then someone else reports it, then John gets annoyed because no one reported the bug. What's the timing of strife removal? When invaders have reduced health per strife, do they get it back before damage is dealt? The strife is removed before they deal damage. This means that if their health is reduced by strife via effects like the Panic Fear card, they get their health restored first. This matters if damage or dealing damage simultaneously to invaders with powers like Words of Warning or Why Don't You and Them Fight. Yeah, but it's not reduced health per strife here. It's independent of that. So, pretty sure that should not be. So there should not be an explorer there. So I have a detrimental bug, unlike the bugs that John had on Tuesday, which were all beneficial bugs. The island is blighted. What blight card do we have? Downward Spiral. Well, that's not a fun one. We're getting lots of blight on this card. We have 10 blight, but we're not getting extra stuff now. Makes me sad. Probably should have put the blight. Well, I guess it's gonna cascade anywhere, so should just get rid of it. Mountains. Here's the escalation. We'll use up the disease there. Use up the disease there. Okay, but we will be stopping 2 of these builds, at least. So punish. I guess punish actually makes more sense here, but let's think for a second. So Strangling Firevine is going to want Spreading Wild, so we'll spread here. Strangling Firevine here. Yeah. So that clears out that land entirely. Now there's only one adjacent town here, so that build's not happening. Oh! For some reason I thought I could do this in an adjacent land. No, it's just doubling up in that land. Duh! I don't know why I thought I could do it adjacent, but it's saying per in adjacent. Or per wilds adjacent to, yeah. Okay. I'm dumb. I'm dumb. For some reason I thought I could do something there, but no. It doesn't matter. I wasn't going to change anything. I was definitely doing that there. So, Towering Wrath to stop that. So then I don't have to... Well, the Ravage is happening here, but I don't have to stop it here. I don't have to destroy that, so I can punish here. We do still have that build happening in B7 unless I get that Explorer out of there. And of course the build in D5, the build in B2, the Ravage in D4. So like, this coast is just all burnt to shreds right now. Kind of not good because I can't actually grow there, but it might be okay. Maybe. All right, I can't get this growth this turn, but still place this presence there. You don't have exciting cards here. You can get rid of a blight. You can get rid of a blight. It doesn't unblight the island though. Go for major. We're going to forget regrow if we're going to do something. Accelerated rots. That is slightly a reason to keep regrow. Slightly a reason, because we do need that water. I guess we could boon for that water. The problem is it targets jungle wetlands, which is not Sands Mountains, which is where they've been exploring. Land thrashes, though. Land thrashes. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5. 4, 5, 6, 7, 3, 5, 6, 7. That just takes out B2. Well, it's gonna build a town. That is really good damage there. We have this coast that's entirely destroyed, but now we will thrash the land in furious pain. Freeze strife disease in target land, 1 fear and 2 damage. If this destroys all invaders in target land, add a beasts. 4 moon, 2 fire, add strife and up to 3 adjacent lands. Oh my god. We're not hitting that innate though. 3 sun, 3 moon, -6 damage on a ravage. I don't know, it seems like it's rot or thrashes here. Before we decide that, this power here. You're growing to that animal. You don't have as much energy this turn. You might be booning. Can we stop a build with prey? We could maybe stop D5. Gather the animal, deal 2 damage, push animal, get in there, stop the build. So it's at least 2 damage versus 1, I guess. So maybe I just take a minor here. Something maybe for next turn. Did we need more blight? Are we scouring the land? So if I take rouse the trees, I don't have to boon. Although booning is a thought for accelerated rot. Although that doesn't help with this mountains here. If I'm playing, let's see, let's think for a second. If I take accelerated rot and I forget regrow, and then I have boon, I would have 3 sun, 1 fire. Maybe. No, I'd have the suns. I'd have the plants. I would just need a water for that. I can get a fire to get the punish, which basically just takes out B6. I do enough damage in B1 to wipe that and eliminate the blight, but again, I haven't done anything in B2. And they will build. We can escalate in B1 because we would have enough damage for that. But if I get rid of the stuff here, then B5 and B6 are safer. And then the inner lands are harder to reach. That might be the right play, even though it doesn't help with B2. If I take land thrashes, the problem is they're building a town there. And even with all the blight that's over there, we don't have enough damage to take out everything. But accelerated rot definitely lines up with elements a lot more. And we can use it on D2 at least. And actually, this coast is all jungle wetlands, so once this board is solved, accelerated rot just works really well. Doesn't work as well over here. I think it's accelerated rot and lose regrow. And not quite sure here, but we do need the boon. And maybe the prey. Rouse the trees is going to be hard with all the blight that we have. Devouring ants would take out D2 at least. Although I need a sacred site, and that's not going to happen. Maybe it can. I get a presence there, push 2 into there. And actually, if I do that, I could also deal with D5 with that. Well, I guess not. Actually playing out this turn, so it doesn't matter, right? So. And have we thought about what we're doing with B7 at all? I don't think we have a plan for B7. We could pray B7 instead, but we want to deal with the blight land a little more. Grr. Oh wait, we're not playing that anyway. We're playing Prey. Why am I so focused on this when I'm not doing anything with this? Take Rouse. Feel like I'm tired. Feel like it's been a long stream, probably because I streamed before this stream. I'm streaming too many times. I gotta stream less. Or, and bear with me on this, we stream more! We are probably reclaiming next turn. If I reclaim, I could actually do 3 card plays next turn. Three card plays. I gonna pay that energy? I guess I'm not doing this growth option if I can't do both of these, maybe. I don't know. I wouldn't be gaining a power card, but yeah, save the energy. I don't know. Finish playing cards. Let's move it on. Get the show on the road. Oh, wrong order. Yeah, let's leave the beasts spread out. And let's do it in the right order again. Jeez, this is so hard. We're losing a presence. Don't need this sacred site for the moment. Don't think I need that presence for the moment. Event says sacred sites under threat. Well, we got rid of a sacred site. If we let the island's strength repulse them, each sacred site pushes an explorer town to an adjacent land. Remove a blight per player from a blight card, returning it to the box. Or, in each land with sacred sites and invaders, either do 2 damage or destroy a presence from each spirit. That's this land. That's this land. Those 2 lands. Beasts prowl. Each beast generates a fear if invaders are present. Hey, look at that. We spread the beasts out for that purpose. And each spirit with at least 4 Dahan amongst lands gains a minor power. That's kind of... We almost have only 4 Dahan on the board right now. I think there's only 1 Dahan anywhere with a presence, so... Yeah, so not too many great things here. We're getting some fear because of beast placements, but only these 2, so that's not that much. Three energy per land where you do damage aided by fire. We got 2 fire. But the thing about aiding, right, is that you can also forget a power card to make it a 2 energy. Is that correct at all? I think we just repulse. We're not destroying this town. Oh, it's 2 if you discard, 4 if you forget. Ah. Oh, but it's like 1 if you played, 2 if you discard, 4 if you forget, or something like that? I know I keep asking this. Oh, I didn't play Elemental Boon. So I don't have this. I played Rouse the Trees. And I don't have a Sacred Site. I just noticed that. Well, accelerated rot's not going to be too accelerated now. Repulse! Repulse! Whoops. I did not want to click that one. Huh. Each player may choose a land with Dahan or adjacent to at least 5 Dahan. Invaders do not ravage there. Well, that does not help. Bollocks. Accelerated route would have been pretty good here. Would have been pretty good. Can I get there? I have range. Well, pushes 1 per 2, so it actually doesn't put the wilds down for that. Has to be a land without blight, so it doesn't work there. Won't work here. So I guess it can. I can absorb. It doesn't work there still. Where do I want the wilds? Mountains of Ravage. I guess, oh, that might just deal with... I don't get the wilds there, but I can push the guy out, and then I don't have to do anything there next turn. Except it won't be Death by Dahan, because they'll do +1 damage and Ravage or something. But I could absorb this one. Push this guy away. I don't get that wilds, though. So that's probably wrong. Let's put it over here. It's just 4 damage. It's kind of annoying because it is. I guess they're not building here. So let's deal with this a little more. Actually, here's a thought. Absorb here. And then that. Not building. But now what I can do is do 2 damage with it, with my thing. I can grow there. Okay. This game's been taking a lot of thought. Kind of drained right now. I should just start clicking on cards right now. It's like we have these problems over here. This Ravage is going to be a triple cascade. Double cascade? Double cascade. It's 3 blights. Bounce, bounce. And then it's a build, and it's an escalation, and it's all bad. Probably should have taken the blight damage, because we're not dealing with that mountain now. And I messed up the thing. But I think this coast is actually pretty good. Oh, if I put a presence here, convert it to beasts, gather the beasts, deal 2 damage there. Still the explorer's over there, but there's no other build happening on the east coast. They're also ravaging B7. And what did I do with Rouse the Trees? Oh, I did nothing with Rouse the Trees because I didn't have a sacred site. There's the Ravage in B5 and B7, or sorry, D5, B7 that are blighting. I'm not 100% sure what I'm doing. If I reclaim, you don't have any fast things that deal with stuff too well anymore. The only real fast thing you have that deals with something is ranging hunts. Which won't work in D5 because it has a blight. So you remove the one from D2. I don't know, probably gain a power, get some defend. We've not seen too many defense cards. Elemental Boon at least guarantees we can ranging hunt. Probably want a major. We're gonna have 6 energy, so we could probably do a major. Probably. We could probably do a major, he says. Okay. So, Smothering Infestation, we're actually going to get the elements if we were to boon Keeper for the thing. For Accelerated Rot. Dissolve the bonds, though. Replaces city, replaces town. So we lower town and city's count by a lot. The animal threshold is trivial. Fire, water is not. If I were to boon for fire, water, and it would have to be plant, so I get this as well. Fire, water, plant. You're getting the 3 cards. You're gonna have 6, 7, 8 energy. So accelerated rot. And we're giving you a water for this. So that's met. You have the plant innately almost. Well, not really, but sort of. You'd have to play 2 suns, 2 plants. Which would be 2 of these 3 cards, or Towering Wrath and 1 of these. You're not getting a power, so you're definitely not doing something else. You wouldn't be paying the energy if you were to do Towering Wrath and Absorb. Towering Wrath in Boon? Still doesn't deal with B7 though. Is it okay if that blights? The problem is the triple cascade. B2 into B4. If it goes into B5, that's a presence lost. You're losing a presence to the blight card, you're losing a presence in D2 for the wilds, or for the beasts. If I hit the threshold on this, and it's slow, so there's the build and the cascade, or not the cascade, the escalation. It's gonna build a city and then a town. But that city and town is basically getting converted into explorers with dissolve, so there'd be 6, sorry, 2, 3, so 3, 4, 5, 6 explorers. It's actually kind of hilarious. Dissolve almost just solves B2. That almost just solves B2. However, it's range 1, and that's a problem. If it's range 1, I guess I don't need to deal with this. This has a disease. So I can deal with that next turn. I don't know what I'm doing with D3 though. Or D5. We still haven't solved D5. Damn it. Yeah, because if my plan was to use Dissolve and Boon to get Accelerated Rot, what if I don't Accelerated Rot? Is there something I can do? Fire in the Sky adds a Strife, and that would just be enough to prevent that Ravage. Also stops this Ravage here. That's a Cascade as well. Getting rid of that inner town is more important. They've already explored mountains. They could explore sands. That would stop B7 from being seen, but B5 would. Well, B7's already not building or exploring or whatever. And wetlands are mostly coastal. Oh, geez. All this thought about B2 screws the rest of the board. But what about, well, yeah, the problem is I'd have to get, I can get within range 1 if I ranging hunt B5 into B4, but then I don't destroy anything with it. But it's really hard because of all the blight that's there. But Accelerated Rot would deal 9 damage in here. They're building a city, so 3, 6, 8, 9. There would be a town and 2 explorers left, and it would still be a problem for next turn. But the escalation happening in B2 would be better, though, because, yeah, because I can't increase my damage in B1, but I can increase my damage in B2. I'm just going to commit to this. It's not a really good plan, honestly, but... But I got nothing right now. I'm gonna finish this turn with 1 energy. I would use an energy to reclaim. So I'm not gonna be able to play like 3 cards next turn, no way. This presence is just lost. Actually, if I put my presence here, because it already has a beast, and now I'm range 1 of B2. I can move my presence out with Ranging Hunt. And the Cascade can go into D6. Yeah, so I have to... For that to be able to do damage, I need a water and a fire. I might not need to plant if I'm not doing the damage there. So if I don't need to plant, can I only do 2 card plays and be okay? Because you're getting a water. You have an innate plant, so you just need to play another plant. You have an innate sun, so you just need to play another sun. So 1 sun and 1 plant would work. Because like the options for like what 2 to play was just not good. But if I did Towering Wrath and Accelerated Rot, then I could just take energy here and get a major next turn and try to clean up some terrible land. So Accelerated or Towering Wrath deals damage based on sacred sites adjacent. So if I did that in B7 to clear that inner land, I guess, but that would be kind of a huge ass waste. But I already have the adjacency there. This is also a waste. But we're getting rid of your presence, so that's okay. Wasn't it Keeper in D2 for destroying a town? That was my plan, but I can't do that and also deal with B2 in a future turn. I guess if I put the presence here, am I hitting this innate if I do that? I will have a fire. Yeah, so I can destroy that town with these. And then the fire, or not the fire, the water. Yeah, just the water gives me this. So water, fire, another fire. Or no, I'm getting the fire. A plant means I can spread my damage out. +1 per sun plant. Okay, this is now 5 damage. Is that going to help things? We don't really have many. I guess we got 1, 2, 3, 4 here. I can't get in this land because that will just destroy the presence. Okay, this might be okay. We're gonna get how much blight? This is blighting. I'm probably gonna lose that presence, so 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 blight. We're getting 6 blight this turn. Oh. But we need to be set up for next turn, which I think this minimizes the damage next turn by maximizing the damage this turn. This is what we call in the field min-max. I can play more cards. Oh, because I took the wrong presence. Can't I strife? Oh. I took the right presence. I can strife. Okay. I was so focused on trying to line up elements that I forgot I have more cards here I could play. So yeah, it's that. Fire in the Sky, except I don't have the Sacred Site for that. But I could just actually just strife this one. I think this one's better because of the inner town. Because if I don't take out that inner town, like I could get a Sacred Site by putting the presence here, but then I'm not in D2 to deal with that town next turn. But the thing is though, oh, but then I don't need a Towering Wrath B7 then. Oh boy. The inner town dies to Dahan pending the event. Yeah, it depends on the event. I'm currently of the mentality that I will assume the event does not help. I'm kind of being optimistic even with that, because the event could also hurt. The event could make things worse. The event could say, add more blight to the island. Add a blight for every blight on the board. No, it wouldn't say that. I know it doesn't say that, but still. If I put my presence in D1, I can use Towering Wrath in D1, or D2. And I could use Fire in the Sky in B7. Because currently I don't have a use for Towering Wrath. Other than, I guess actually it would work in B1, never mind. It would do 2 damage in B1. There's still going to be a town and 2 explorers. Towering Wrath deals 2 damage. That's not going to be enough to stop that problem. However, we will remove the blight, and then I could use Ranging Hunt in there. Oh! This is only 3 damage. So 1 Dahan does survive. Okay. And the surviving Dahan takes out that town unless they deal +1 damage. Yeah, that's what you said. I was thinking this was 4 damage. That was my mind block there. Yeah. See, my mind block was, currently the Dahan are dead. But yeah, now that we're all on the same page, that, you know, the event could make the Dahan go away or whatever, but now that we all agree that currently the town is dead, pending the event. So yeah, if that town's dead by the event, then I can use Towering Wrath in B1. If the town's not dead because of the event, then I can use Towering Wrath in B7, and we'll need to work out B1 next turn. I think B2 is almost solved. I think B2 is solved, actually. B3 is not solved. D3 is not solved. D2 is solved. Which means I need to move the presence, yeah. So, move the presence. Oh, but then I guess I'm doing the damage in D2 after all. I'm tired of working things out. I'm just going to roll with it. Not a good plan. Okay. But no, we have that sacred site, so now I can fire in the sky here to stop that. Which still screws me if it's +1 damage on Ravage, by the way. I don't remember if this needed to be anything. Because that was met. Oh, wait, no, but we got that. That's done. We have +4 damage, by the way. I have that. I'm not getting that. I have that. Wait, I don't need to do that now. I don't need to move my presence out. I can do this. And maybe use that next turn? I don't know. I've said a million things and I don't remember what they all were. That's part of the problem. Okay, but we have that sort of... Okay, so it's 2 less blight. Can lose this presence. I think this presence can go. Oh, but it's gonna be, yeah, if I just destroy that presence, we're cascading there anyway. Okay. It's happened. Okay. Now for this to change everything. For each board, discard the top minor power. If it is fast, add Blight to a land with Town City. After resolving this card, return it to the event deck under the top 2 cards. Or we spend 8 energy, which we have 2. But we could forget moon cards to make this easier. We played 0 moon cards, so we currently have 0. 1 fear per player on each board. Add beasts to a land with Town Explorer or Town City. On half of the boards, rounding up, add disease to a land with both Dahan and invaders. Do 2 damage to invaders there. We've seen that one again. Each spirit with at least 2 Dahan amongst all its lands gains an energy, which is like no one, because Dahan are not our friends this game. Ah, boy. So, chances of adding more blight to the board, which would be pretty bad. On each board, things. And it comes back anyway. But we'd know it would be coming back So we could try to plan around that, I guess. Am I forgetting 2 moon cards just to not do it? That's not really doing anything anymore. And that's not gonna help that much. Maybe I'll just transmute the worst. I guess I could spend 2 energy here, but I had to spend an energy to reclaim, but I could gain the energy and then spend it. But I'm not growing if I do that. That was an expensive one. It's only half the boards. Oh, I see what you're saying. So first we're doing beasts, and then this is half the boards. Well, we could do it. Yeah. On each board, add beasts to a land with town or city. So if I put the beasts here, that improves the power of the thingy. Although I think we're going to do it in D3. And this is going where again? Land with town city. So this is getting at beasts. I guess it makes more sense for it to be here than anywhere else. I guess it could. I can't go there. D3. D3 does not have Dahan. I guess you're talking about B3. Oh yeah, if I do that, it doesn't build there. We lose the Dahan, but that's actually super beneficial. Yeah, John, why'd you say D3 when you meant B3? Oh my god. Literally the worst. I'm just going to put it here. And we'll work it out. The disease there. Add strife to a town. Okay. No blight. Fear card. Fear card. And then I think I put it here. So we only have 1 triple Ravage. All right, Terra level 2, yay! We wanted to escalate there. Oh, and this is a city now. Ew. I'll put it there. Kind of kills what I was hoping to do there. I guess I could still take out the city with beasts, at least. The reason I didn't take out or strife the one in D2 is we have Towering Wrath, and that's the only real thing. I guess we could also do it there, so maybe not. Maybe I should have thought that through a little better. Then again, we have that strife there. It's only 2 explorers now. That's nice. Dissolve the bonds! That is an anti-England card if I ever saw one. I could spread here. And then... Wait, would I push 2? Yeah, I would push 2. Oh. And then I don't worry about that Ravage. And then I'd have more targets for punishing, because I could push them in there. Because, like, we have 6 damage in my land. Yeah. Inner lands are cleared except for this guy here. Towering Wrath. So B2 still has to be thought about. Oh, and now also B3 is bad again. Oops. So I'm thinking I take out the city in D3. We're reclaiming. If I play Prey and a plant card, we ranging hunt D3, take out the city, and then mass exodus out of there. B1's okay. That's bad, that's bad, that's building. I'm not quite sure how we're dealing with those. So, Towering Wrath takes out that town, and then that's good. Because I did put the strife there. I think that's the only thing I can really do. I have to clean up the mess on the West Coast. I can at least stop the build, yeah, in D4, okay. I think that was part of what I was thinking of. I just lost my train of thought somewhere along the way. Strangling Firevine, actually? If I get in the sands, I could actually then use Strangling Firevine to take out the town that's left there. Doesn't really help with this, though. I think I take a miner here. Like, if I'm playing Strangling Firevine, I don't really have the energy to play something else. Plus, I have to keep my presence going because I'm losing 1 presence per turn, gaining 1 presence per turn. See if we get a defend or something. Enticing Splendor does help. Enticing Splendor into B1 to stop the build. It doesn't stop the Ravage. That's the big problem right now, is the Ravage. Maybe it's not a huge problem. I mean, we don't want this. We don't want both of these to cascade. We don't want this to build. This is tough. You're not reclaiming? Do you need to reclaim? Would Fire in the Sky help us? Not when we have, you know, no visibility there. I guess Fire in the Sky would at least stop the Ravage in B5 next turn. I think I take a power, go for energy. I could pull the town and then strife it. Actually, that is a thought. Enticing Splendor and Strife. Maybe. Enticing Splendor and Sacrosanct actually would do it. No, what am I talking about? No, it would work, yeah. Get the town in there and then deal damage with Sacrosanct. Because that does have a thing in there. Okay. Well, before I do that, though, because we're definitely getting a power here, I'm going to make it minor. Because I don't need absolute devastation, I just basically need something small. It's not range 2. Fund ones, ironically enough, for B2 as well. Sacred Site defend 4. That would then defend this, but we wouldn't be in the sands. We haven't put the presence down yet. We could put a Sacred Site there and have a presence in D4. That blade's not a concern, no. So what are we hitting here? We don't have any fire here. Although we don't have much in our own lands. We could get into B1, I guess. Actually, if we're in B1, we have range to B3. Okay. That just works. I guess I didn't really need the energy for this turn. But next turn I can get to 4 and 5. Yeah. We'll save that energy, yeah. We don't need card plays this turn. We can do double. No, we have to reclaim next turn. We can reclaim and get to 4 card plays, and then next turn is ridiculous. So then Enticing Splendor. So we solved B2 and B3. And D3 blights. But that's okay. Stop the build in D4, so we're playing Enticing Splendor and Prey, and that gives me the elements. Okay, so I can take out the city here. I guess that's not the most important thing, but I could stop the build in D4. No, we're stopping already. I don't have to prevent it otherwise. presence. I'm actually playing 1 energy this turn. Yeah, so I'm gonna go up card plays now. Jungle here. Although I'm probably just gonna remove it immediately. This, that, that. Enticing Splendor. Sacrosanct. Drift down. Ranging Hunt. I don't know why I moved my presence, because I'm kind of just gonna move back. Pray. Okay, we got 3 fear cards. 3. I think actually I'm gonna leave this one. Destroy that one. And we at least don't need this sacred site this turn. We don't need this sacred site. I don't think we're gonna need that much more anyway. Alright, stage 2. After advancing invader cards, perform a build step for 1 terrain not shown under any invader action. So, cool. Extra builds. Each beast deals 2 damage. Oh-ho! Oh-ho! Oh, when we win? Because there's no more towns? Oh boy. Surprise! All right, well, victory was claimed. That was 3 blight in that land. And we'll never know what those fear cards were. All right. That was my first foray into events on my own. So there you have it. I don't know why my brain kind of shut down for like half of that game, but hopefully you got something out of that. Hopefully it was enjoyable to watch, even if I felt very out of my element. Pretty good odds the fear cards also would have given the win. Fair enough. We did get 3 fear cards, which is kind of ridiculous, but we did like wipe out B2. B2, was this B or D? I don't remember. We wiped this out. It had like 5 buildings in it, and yeah, so I chose the right major power there. It was just tough because I was going to get so much blight, but thankfully we managed to finagle it. 41 points. We had 6 surviving Dahan on the board. We killed half the Dahan, and there were 9 blight on the island, which meant we placed 7 blight that game. I think actually it would show it here, right? 2 blight removed, not 9 blight added. Yep. There's no statistic for Dahan destroyed. There's one for invaders destroyed, but not for Dahan destroyed. Man, I keep playing Keeper and Sharp Fangs and my record is still 0-0. It's weird. Man, poor heir. Poor neglected heir. Alright, well thanks for watching everyone. Hope you enjoyed your stay. Be sure to check out the Handelabra channel for all sorts of delicious content. Monday at 5 p.m. is, I almost said Tales of the Seamus. Luck of the Seamus with Seamus the Hug Monster. Every Tuesday at 7 p.m. is Handelabra Live with John and sometimes Jeremy. Every Thursday at 7 p.m. is Dolphins Dive with myself. Every Friday at 1 p.m. is the Sentinels Dev stream with John. Every Saturday at 7 p.m. is Spirit Island Saturdays with usually John, usually Seamus, usually myself, and sometimes a guest such as yourself if you claim the 20,000 Pointalabra reward for being a guest on Spirit Island Saturdays. And every Sunday at 6 p.m. is Tales from the Archive with another letdown. Sentinels of the Multiverse, Bottom of the Ninth, One Deck Dungeon, Aeon's End, and Spirit Island are all available on Steam, iOS, and Android devices. You can find more information on those games at handelabra.com. You can follow me at twitch.tv/LouDolphin. I stream Tuesdays, Thursdays, Saturdays from 1 to 6, Sundays from 3 to 8. You can follow my twitter.com/LouDolphin21. You can follow my YouTube if you search for Lou Dolphin. I've been putting all sorts of Slay the Spire content on my YouTube, Final Fantasy 13 on my channel as well. You know, just find me, follow me, harass me, whatever you want to do. It's all cool. But until next week, it was fun. Have a good night, everyone. Stay safe, stay warm, stay hydrated, and stay cool. But not cold cool, just you're cool as a person. Stay as cool as you are to people in the world. That thing, yes, absolutely.